We'll begin our virtual journey at Baker Beach. The scanner reveals two columnar objects under the seafloor that extend below land. The column on the left looks very damaged. Another find in the same area. The island on the top right is an exposed slab. This image is from San Francisco. The bay was created probably by the collapse of the Earth's plates. The columnar objects beneath the muddy bottom are clearly visible. The remains of the grate are clearly visible on the right. Another image from the San Francisco Bay. Edwards Air Force Base. The military base was built in the area of a dry lake. The scanner revealed many of these formations under the surface. The image looks like a gateway to a bygone era. Detail from previous picture. We are looking at the remains of a stone grate. Another detail from around the military base and the lake hides a strange geometry of paths. Lockhard. There is also something hidden under the surface. Again, there used to be a lake here and today we find a flat desert. At the bottom left, we see geometrically arranged circles like many places on the planet. Other objects can be found near Lockhard. We can even see a construction at the bottom right. Detail of a strange structure in the rock. This is the area east of Lockhart. The scanner penetrated the rock here. You can clearly see how the rock has spilled over the objects. Detail from previous picture. When highlighted, the debris of the deformed grate can be seen. And one more detail from this area. The gigantic pillar formations are clearly visible. Something is going on here. There appears to be a slab buried here. Or it's been replaced by limestone, but the grid lines are visible as natural pathways. No vegetation growing on them. Searles Lake in the Mojave Desert is now known for mining many minerals, especially borax. The lake is drying up, but the water was once 200 meters deep. Today there are salt marshes but also something much more interesting. Detail from previous picture. The columnar formations are clearly visible as well as the ruins of the stone grids. And another close-up of a dried-up Lake Searles. Stone grid, incomplete of course. And here we have what looks like a joint. You don't believe it, but it's encoded in the Bible, the grid and the lamb. It's actually a giant biblical artifact that is currently destroying mining machines. Also, we can have the raw materials to make the technology. Owens Lake, today a nature reserve especially for birds. Historically a dry lake. Look at the colors. Like a mosaic. Also in the detail we can see the columnar formations over which the stone lava was poured. One last detail from Owens Lake. Strange lines cross the area, probably the remains of grates in the rock. The construction must have resembled a spider web. The Dry Lake and the Honey Lake salt pans, where we also find a military base. These lakes were formerly fed by water from mountain glaciers. Detail from previous picture. And one more detail. Some of these objects seem to have been literally torn apart by the tremendous force. This supports the idea that the columns were hollow. Nevada is very rich in remarkable images. This one is from Pyramid Lake and the scanner has found a whole treasure trove in the rock. Detail from previous picture. The objects look as if they have been thrown in one direction by an unknown force. Or did someone put them together? Another mysterious area, Black Rock. Amazing catch. Once a year, tens of thousands of people gather in Nevada's Black Rock Desert to create Black Rock City, a temporary metropolis dedicated to community, art, self-expression, and self-reliance. But what city? What are people actually building here? And what kind of people are they? What do they know? The emerging city has a strange geometry that resembles many lost places on our planet. The festival itself is full of symbolism. This is a stone structure of a circular city being uncovered on the Chilean-Bolivian border. Is the likeness coincidental? Let's move on to the lake at Eagleville. It's on the California border and it's also very interesting. The lake is bordered by a strange geometry with circles. Detail from previous picture. The area near Pelican Island hides geometric grids in the rock. Let's look again at Pelican Island, which is no longer an island. Pelican Island, the outlines are still visible. Maybe it was once a carved stone slab. Fallon National Wildlife Refuge, an area of desert and wetlands. But even here something is different. A detailed view of the geometry of the area. The lines give a broken impression and we see what could have been joints of stone partitions. Everything has become part of the rock. Wendover. Note the rock structure. It's chaotic, as if blown by an unknown force. There's a columnar formation underneath. One of the most beautiful places is probably Silver Peak. This is where lithium is mined. Removing the limestone reveals pools and stone grates. Let's just remind ourselves that lithium is not natural. Lithium was formed by the effect of strong radiation, heat and pressure on the metal. So metallic structures. Also in Oregon we can find some strange areas like this one, Mud Lake. Close-up of the lake. Debris of columnar formations and what appears to be a natural watering hole at the top. As I have stated here, the columns are probably hollow and flooded with groundwater. There are many such wells in the world and they are best seen in the Americas and Australia. Here is the watering hole in detail. The scanner also reveals lines converging to the place. And one more detail. Sinclair. Buried in time. At the bottom left we see a factory probably for processing limestone. Something is being uncovered here. Detail of the previous image. Note the coloring of the water. Personally, I don't think it's algae. The Farson area looks undulating, but this is just a depth image of what is in the rock. Detail at Farson reveals a watering hole and strange lines in the rock. Pinedale. What's going on here? Are they looking for something? As you can see, they are grinding away the surface, removing vegetation until the limestone bedrock is exposed. These cleared areas are connected by lines and seem to be followed by mining machines. Are they trying something? This is what the landscape looks like in West Side Ditch. The red discoloration is probably old cracks. Another find at Wheatland Reservoir. Long lake with incredible geometry. We find the same in the Sahara scans, for example. The detail from the previous image looks very plastic. The columns here are very damaged and hidden in the rock. As you can see, groundwater is seeping in and forming wetlands. Image from Bamforth, chaos in the rock and wetlands. Utah, along with Nevada, is rich in similar finds, especially the Salt Lake area. Salt Lake. The view of the well-preserved grates is complemented by incredibly deformed rock. It may be limestone, and it looks like it's been blown. The next detail is very telling. Here we see a strangely shaped gigantic object. Probably part of a grid to which other partitions were attached. We can guess their original location. For a comparison with deformations in Utah, let's look at the same type of deformation in Australia. Salt Lake. Here is a detail of one of the watering holes, or natural wells. The lines that converge to this suggest something that was attached to this point. There is no vegetation growing on these lines. Another image from Utah. The columns are beautifully visible here. Note that they are not complete, some look flattened and they were definitely hollow. They can only be seen from a great height. With this picture, I bid you farewell. By the way, most of the treasures are hidden in limestone, because as it says in the Bible, everything that was not covered by stone was covered by limestone, including the earthly tablets on which God wrote his words.